Hi everybody. We are going to do our final as a 2D breakout game using pure JavaScript. What this is going to do is provide you the opportunity to understand events when it comes to animation and game development with JavaScript. So we're using pure JavaScript and we're just going to need some HTML and CSS to get us started. And we're going to use MDN docs because it's awesome. And yeah, let's make this dynamic page. It's going to be super fun. So this is all right here in the developer. The link is going to be inside of our comments and in our class. This is a Creative Commons page, so we are able to do this and not break copyright. All right, so let's do this. One of the things the reason why I'm doing this is because we are always going to have videos and tutorials to help us get things done. We just need to be able to do it, and we need to be able to troubleshoot and figure out why something might be going wrong. I'm going to use VS Studio, and I've started with a folder, Ballgame JavaScript. You'll want to name your folder with your name, Ballgame JavaScript. And then I'm just starting with ball HTML, and we're just going to use the HTML file to write this script. I'm not going to have an external script for this. So I'm going to go over here and get going. Let me close this. All right, and let's make this a little bigger. I think that'll help. Okay, great. And now let's start it out. I'm just going to make my HTML5 document, which is more than what they use, but that's okay. And I'm going to call this my 2D breakout game. I used to love this game. All right, I still do. What am I talking about? It's not like I used to. This is a great game. Okay, so we can do all of this and we can edit it and we can copy and paste it, but I think it's a really good idea, especially for the script, to go ahead and actually write the code ourselves. I am going to, let's see, go down here. And we're going to start by creating a canvas. If you haven't done that before. All right, let's go ahead. You can read that as much as you want. Let's go ahead and do the first step out of 10. So it's going to be kind of a long process, and that's okay. We can find the source code as it should look after completing this lesson here, but let's not do that right now. Let's start with our style. Okay, so we're going to put our style in the head as well. We're just going to do everything on one page. It's going to keep things kind of simple here. Oops. Okay, and then the style is going to be, I'm selecting all, opening up my curly braces, and padding 0, margin. That's just clearing everything out. Okay, and then let's go back. Let's make a canvas. And we're going to do a background. It's like a light white color display. We never want to do pure white as the block display block. I mean, we can do pure white, but if we're going to do pure white, we want to have a lighter gray. But having a lighter, not having black text, sorry. Having a lighter gray background is a good idea for accessibility. It just relaxes the eye a little bit. Okay, and then margin. Okay, so that's all our style for now. I bet we're probably going to do a little bit more. Okay, inside our body, we are going to call this canvas, and we need to give it an ID. It's my canvas. That's how we're going to call it in JavaScript. let's move me up there. And then let's do, oops. Okay, width of my canvas is going to be 480. That means it'll stay real nice on the browser, the whole browser window, rather than having it go off browser. 320. Let's put it inside there. Okay, we don't put anything inside the canvas because it's basically old school. That would be creating a frame, but we use canvas elements now. Frames, you might see them in JavaScript, but we don't really use them anymore. Okay, so now we're just going to create our script, and we're going to do it right at the bottom, right before the closing body tag. Okay, so let's go. Keep going. All right. So to actually be able to render graphics on the canvas element, we first need to grab a reference to it in JavaScript, of course. So let's make our constant, and it's going to be canvas equals document by ID. My canvas. Okay, the CTX is a variable. It's to store the 2D rendering context, so it's kind of like context. And that's the actual tool we can use to paint on the canvas, which is really like making shapes, right? Canvas.get context. 2D. All right. And look at that, context ID. Let's actually give it double quotes because it says double quotes up there. Perfect. All right, and look at this. It actually tells us about it in our JavaScript. Oh, it's not trying to tell me anymore. As I was writing it, let's get it back up there. Meh. Okay. How about we go back? So as I open it up, you're going to see that the context ID is 2D, and then I can have options there. And it's going to give me all sorts of interesting stuff about this, and so you can check it out as needed. We're not going to mind too much about Internet Explorer 9 and 10. It'd be interesting if people are actually still using that. Okay, so we're doing 2D. All right. Well, let's move on. So let's see an example of a piece of code that prints a red square on the canvas. Add this below your previous lines. Okay, so now we can actually create something. So we're starting with CTX, so we're doing the canvas, and we say, okay, we need to, the context is 2D. So let's do CTX dot begin path. There we go. It's a draw path. And let's see. So it's a rectangle dot rectangle. And then we have to put in our numbers. Y width, you know. X is horizontal, Y vertical, width, and so X is where it's going to show up on the page. Sorry, like imagine old school graphs, right? In algebra and geometry. And then Y is where it's going to show up on the page in the vertical direction. Width is how wide the rectangle is going to be, and height is going to be how high. So we're going to make, let's see, 20. We'll just do exactly what they're doing. 50. 50. I'm not a big fan of the color red. So, but I am going to say TTX fill style. Okay. That's going to give me the color, and what am I going to fill it with? So let's see, I'm going to do hashtag okay, fine. We'll do DD0000. Okay, and then let's do CTX fill. oops, fill. And then all that's saying, do you want a number? It's like, if you have a number, a start and a number end, it's going to be different than just a full fill. So that's going to give a full fill. CTX.close path. Okay, so we have to start and end the path. Okay, very cool. And now let's check it out. So we have defined our rectangle. The begin path, all instructions go between a begin path and a close path. Let's go ahead and open up a port and go live. There we go. Look at that. There is the background for our canvas. We have that up here. Okay, and then now we have this red. And you're going to notice this is where it's showing up is 20 on the canvas, right? Because it's in the canvas. And then it's showing up 40. The weird part about, you know, the XY axis in JavaScript and HTML, Y is, you know, the positive value of Y is actually down. So that's the only thing that's a little weird. And then this is a perfect square, 50-50 width and height. Okay, and it's still red, interestingly enough. Okay, so let's go down and let's see what we're going to do next. So we have a nice square. Yay, yay for us. Okay. Coffee for this. So the fill style property stores a color that will be used by the fill method. Okay, so we have the fill style that is just declaring, it's kind of like text content, saying what it's going to be, but then the fill method, right? And we know that it's a method because it has parentheses, whereas we know this is just, this is like a function, right? And then this is just a property of an object. Okay. So, exactly. Property, object, method. CTX is our object. Alright, we're not limited to this. We can, let's do a green circle. Okay. So, let's go with CTX again. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cheat and I'm going to copy all of this. Well, first of all, I'm going to put some comments in here, you guys. And I say, red rectangle. Okay, and then I'm going to say, now I'm going to have a green circle. Okay, now I can copy this guy. I know it's always going to, ooh, wow. Okay, copy this, paste it down here. I know I'm always going to start with this, but now, oh, it's an arc. Okay, so what does the arc do? Let's look at this. Ooh, we have pi. That makes sense. Yummy. Just kidding. Okay, so we have arc. Let's see when I open this up. Okay, so we have X, so where it's going to show up. So I want it the same X. I want it, and then I'm going to have a different Y. I want it further down. The radius, right? Okay, that makes sense. The start angle. So am I going to do, am I going to have it right at 0 degrees, or, you know, so if I started at 0 degrees and I end it at 360, right, then it'll be, I think it would be a circle. Interesting. Let's take a look at this. The arc radius, the start angle, and the end angle. Oh, it's in radians. Oh, see, we got some geometry up in here. The direction of the drawing, false for clockwise, and the default or true for anti-clockwise. The last parameter is optional. Okay, so first, my X is going to be the same 20. But now my Y is going to be 60. I'm going to put my Y at 60. And then I'm going to put, okay, so the start is the arc radius. So 20. And 0. Okay, arc radius. Oh, arc radius. So between 20 and 0, that kind of makes sense. Okay, and then, oh no, just this number. Okay, you guys, I'm sorry. So the 20 is just the arc radius, and then the 0 is the start angle, right? 0 degree or 0 radians. And then we do radian, it's pi times 2. Okay, so let's do that. Math, we can't write pi, math dot pi times 2. And then false. Doesn't really matter. This is optional. Okay, right now I have a, okay, I'm gonna make this green. You guys, I'm hating the red. I'm gonna make this purple. Okay. Alright, thanks. Okay, and then we still have the fill style, green, fill. Everything else is the same. So all we're changing here is the shape. Okay. Alright, let's check it out. That means we could make this a function, by the way. You guys see that? And we could have this as the value of the function, or the input value. Oops. Okay. Alright, interesting. Okay, it's refreshing over here. Ooh, nice. Okay. Well, how come this didn't work? The fill style properties looks different than before. This is because just as with CSS, okay, it can be any of those. Instead of just using fill, we can use stroke. Mine, why don't I have both, I guess is my question. Okay, so, okay, what if it's 160? Like said. Let's see, what did I do wrong? I guess we'll make it the exact same to see if there's 20. Oh, I forgot the 0, the arc, because it starts at 0. Oh my, see? Look at that. All right, I bet we have it now. No? Still don't have it? Okay. 240. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Mine isn't working. Is yours working? Let's take a look. Okay. Let's look at this. Edit in JS Fiddle. Okay, what did I do wrong? Is it that there's a space? Pi is capitalized? Oh my goodness, you guys. Wow. Did anybody else notice that? And I'm just... Pi is capitalized. Capitalization matters. You know what? That's awesome. Now it actually tells me, oh, you wanted math? Pi? Okay. Before, it didn't even tell me what the problem was. I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to go, and I'm going to look over here. Okay, actually, close my port, open my port. There we go. I'm going to close this, and I'm going to open my console. I'm going to see if my console, no, it doesn't say there's a problem, interestingly enough. One issue. No, that's just a thing. Okay, so what if I test, right? Like, what if I test, I say, well, what if I take all this and I paste it in there? Undefined. So then I know, I'm like, well, what's undefined? So then I can start and I know that the rest of it is right. So maybe I can look at, maybe I can look at this and I see, oh, well, is math.py a thing? No, it's undefined. But when I start typing it here, .py, I see, oh, .py, and then it shows up. Okay, that's challenging, you guys. It is hard to recognize when you've made a mistake. But luckily, it was probably showing me. Oh, there we go. Look at that. It's probably showing me as I was doing it. Okay, great. We've got a cute little green circle. Now we're going to make a bordered rectangle. Okay, so we're going to keep going with this. I already have it but now instead of arc, we're going back to rectangle. And then I'm going to say I want this at 160. I'm going to put it right next to, I want it 20 and 40. And I'm going to delete, oh, look at that. It doesn't mind that I have all that extra information. Okay, so it's 20, 40, 200. What would happen? Woo, is this nice on? Oh, see, I can start drawing, you guys. This is so fun. Okay, let's make it 50. All right. And then I'm going to make it blue, but I'm not doing a fill style. Now I'm doing a stroke, right? No. Is that it? No? Okay. Is that it? No. No. It still thinks I'm... Oh, it doesn't even. No, it stopped. Okay. So let's take a look back over here. And... stroke style. Okay. Right. That makes sense. So you're like, okay... It's almost the same. Instead of fill, I'm doing stroke here. That's my method. I'm defining the property. Stroke style equals blue. Stroke it. Okay. Sounds weird. There we go. Now I've got all these cute little shapes. Amazing. So now I'm good. My code works. Wonderful. Now we're going to make a ball. And we can do all sorts of sizes and shapes, and you can play with that as you like. I'm going to end this first video, and then we're going to go to the next page, next step, move the ball in our game.